Good afternoon. Welcome to Rogue Opera's live stream from my lounge room. I'm Bronwen Stephen-Harding. I'm the director of Rogue Opera, and thank you very much for watching this, our 5th live stream. So excited to have done our first month of live streams. Who would have thought just over a month ago I'd be doing this every week? And I'm so excited that over the last few weeks I've been able to have wonderful guest artists from Rogue Opera joining me on this live stream. So today we have two arias, two pieces with a guest. So there'll be a duet and also an aria. So yes, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for everyone who's shared and liked and commented. And of course to everyone who's given money so generously to our COVID-19 Artists Fund, and that has gone directly to paying the artists that you see on this live stream for their time and talent. We are looking for a sponsor. Lots of sponsors. I keep shouting out for big sponsors, BA, etc. But also a personal sponsor or a small company sponsor. If somebody would like to sponsor one episode of our live streams, £250 would give us a great amount of money towards the preparation and recording and delivery of one live stream week. So today is obviously VE Day. It's a day of reflection. It's a bank holiday. We're finding out on Sunday some more information about this strange time we're living in. So I hope you enjoy the music we have for you today. And the first one, as I mentioned, is a duet. My guest today is Jasmine Adrian-Dawson. She is a wonderful mezzo-soprano. She's also a very talented director and set designer. She's been with Rogue Opera from the beginning, and we're going to hear an introduction video from her in just a moment. Our first piece is a duet. It's the beautiful, dreamy barcarolle from The Tales of Hoffmann by a French composer, Jacques Offenbach. And in this piece, once again, the mezzo role, although we're both mezzos, Jasmine today is singing the soprano role. So the soprano is Juliet, and the mezzo line, which I'll be singing, is Nikolaus, a man. And they've just got married. They're singing about the beauty of night, the beauty of love. I think there's been some champagne involved. They're a little bit intoxicated as they sing this beautiful, dreamy barcarolle together. So you'll hear that from myself and Jasmine in just a moment. But first, I'm going to hand over to Jasmine to introduce herself just a little bit more. And we're handing over to...
Hello, my name's Jasmine Adrian-Dawson, and I've been working with Rogue Opera for 2 years now. I previously did the roles of Mercedes and then later on Carmen during the 2018 production of Carmen. And then last year I was assistant director and set designer for the production of Don Giovanni. I'm delighted to be working with Rogue Opera during this time. As a creative team, we are experimenting with technology and what it can do for us as performers. The creative team, led by Bronwen, are finding new ways of communicating through music and storytelling via the live streams. I hope you enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jasmine, for that wonderful duet with me. Let me just manage my transitions here. I hope you enjoyed the Baccarat from the Comte de Hoffmann. My next aria for you today, before we hear another piece of wonderful music from Jasmine, is from, again, my favourite opera, one of our first productions, Carmen. In fact, I got a Facebook memory today that actually this day, exactly 2 years ago, we were premiering our first public production of Carmen right here in Wandsworth. So what an amazing 2 years it's been. So for people who've been watching religiously from the beginning of the live streams, this is the, so I'm just going to switch mics while we do this. This is Carmen's third and final aria. So by the time we get to this point in the opera, things have not gone well for José and Carmen. So José is the soldier that Carmen initially seduced just for her own purposes. Then they felt that actually they had this real connection, and he left his life as a soldier behind and ran away with her and her friends to live a bohemian life free from restrictions and any kind of control. But unfortunately that has turned sour. As things do, perhaps they weren't the people they both thought each other to be, and Carmen has been driven nuts by José's jealousy, and she tells him, look, I'm sorry, this isn't working, I don't love you anymore. Unfortunately, as happens every day today, it's not just an old-fashioned story. José's jealousy is so much that he can't let go, so he is stalking Carmen, he's chasing her down, he's determined to either make her love him or he's not quite sure what he'll do. Carmen is very superstitious, so she often reads her fortune in a pack of cards. And as much as she's a practical woman, she also plays great stock in what's in the cards. So just before this aria, which is En vain pour éviter, she's singing with her friends. They're dealing the cards together with Mercedes and Frasquita. And the other two gypsies are getting wonderful fortunes. One's going to marry a rich old man who dies very conveniently and leaves her all her money, and the other one has true love with a handsome young man. So they're delighted with their fortunes. But Carmen keeps turning up the same fortune over and over again, and it is not good. She gets the cards of death that foretell death for both her and for Don José. So this is En vain pour éviter from Bizet's Carmen. Sorting out the microphones once again. Normally in the production, my melancholy and distress is interrupted by one of the other gypsies summoning us back to work. So when we get back into the real world, we will be doing more productions of Carmen, and so I do hope all of you come and see one of those. So please sign up to our mailing list on our website, www.rogueopera.co.uk. Now it's my pleasure to reintroduce Jasmine Adrian-Dawson. She is going to sing us a very moving aria. Again, a little bit despondent, I am sorry, but this is a day of reflection. So her aria is from Tchaikovsky's The Queen of Spades. So we're continuing the card theme. The Queen of Spades is a really fascinating opera. It's about gambling, it's about fate, it's about love, there's ghosts. It's a very intense Russian work. And Jasmine's character, Polina, is with some of her friends and her best friend Liza, and she sings this old folk song, which is, again, as I said, a little heavy. It's a folk song about the brevity of good things in life, the brevity of love, and how quickly and fleeting that is. So she sings this. Liza is listening and tries to really tell her that things aren't so bad, and directly after this song there's a much more upbeat song from Liza and the other women. But actually, deep down, Liza is also feeling that because she is in love with a man who's currently engaged to someone else. So without further ado, I will introduce Jasmine with Polina's aria from Tchaikovsky's Queen of Spades. So thank you, Jasmine, for that wonderful, very moving aria from Tchaikovsky. Sorry, still need to practice more of my microphone shenanigans. Thanks again to my wonderful uncle Andy, who has continued to spend time with me on Zoom and sorting out all these teething problems. And once again, as I've said before, it'd be really great to have somebody else managing all this for me, but that's not possible. And I'm just so glad that I'm able to be doing this. I'm able to bring people like Jasmine into the live stream, and that I'm able to share these wonderful stories and the wonderful music of opera with such a wide audience. And please do keep sharing our links, keep telling people about it. We absolutely would love to have as many people who've never really seen an opera or listened to classical music. Just come and give us a try. Friday lunchtimes, we'll be here for quite some time. So my last aria for you, I can't believe it's this time, it's gone very quickly. My last aria for you is from our production of Don Giovanni. So we are returning to the character of Elvira. For those of you who've seen previous live streams, you'll know a little bit about Elvira. Elvira is a lady of noble standing. In our production, which we set in Milan Fashion Week to update it, Elvira is the head of fashion magazine Rogue. Little shout out to us there. She has encountered Don Giovanni, who is the head of a fashion brand, Don G, and so as people within the fashion world of high status, they've come across each other for many years, and then eventually, just before the start of the story of the opera, she has got together with Don Giovanni. She has succumbed to his charm, his charisma, and she thinks this is it. This is true love. They're going to get married. They're going to live together. But unfortunately, Don Giovanni's just a bit of a playboy, and so after 3 days, he left her abandoned. She was heartbroken. She finally let someone in, and they just destroyed all of that. In our version as well, at this point, we're just about to find out that, as well as being betrayed by Don Giovanni and coming to confront him and seeing him over the course of the evening behave in a terrible way, seducing more and more women, implicated in the murder of a socialite's father, Donna Anna, and her father, the Commendatore, Elvira is in fact also pregnant with Don Giovanni's baby. And so this aria, Mi tradì quell'alma ingrata, comes towards the end, and she's just woken up from a drugged state. There's been an awful trick played on her by Don Giovanni and Leporello. They've drugged her, they've blindfolded her in a kind of game, and then Leporello and Don Giovanni have swapped places. So she has not quite sure what's happened, because she's, as I said, been drugged, but she's just found out that the person she thought she'd just spent some time with is not Don Giovanni declaring his love for her again. It is in fact Leporello. So this aria is her journey of decision, trying to reconcile her anguish, her grief, her confusion. She still has feelings for him. She has this baby's future to think of. She needs to decide whether to give Don Giovanni one more chance or whether to stand strong on her own as an independent woman. So this is Mi tradì quell'alma ingrata, and there will be some props again. It's a big aria. I'm going to need a drink of water. Thank you so much for being with me through this journey today. That is all my music for you today. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Please do follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We're all at Rogue Opera. Please do share this link. Just by doing that, you really help our COVID-19 Artists Fund. And again, anyone who can donate, we absolutely appreciate that in this really difficult financial time for all of us. So next week, I'm really excited to have two guests from Rogue Opera on with me. There'll be Crispin Lewis, a wonderful baritone, and he'll be duetting with me from a Mozart duet from Così fan tutte. And then we have another wonderful mezzo-soprano, Maya Wheeler-Cole, and she'll be doing a piece from Don Giovanni. So that's two Mozarts for anyone who's a fan of Mozart. And then we'll have some other arias as well. So thank you so much, everybody. It's been a real pleasure to spend this VE Day Friday lunchtime with you, and I really look forward to seeing you all next week. Thank you so much for watching. And once again, the exit. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.